Good to see you guys today. I'm going to be starting very soon. I just wait for a few more people to log on Facebook as well. Thanks to my Instagram friends for joining. You're welcome. So today I put a topic on so that everyone will know what we're talking about. Oh, thank you. I hope everyone can see the topic I'm talking about today. So it's going to be on tips on how to empower our children. That's my topic for today. I've put a title on, so hopefully it works. Someone taught me how to do it last week after my live show. So I hope it works today. So I hope you can see the title. So when you come in, even for those of you that don't come in live, I see a lot of people watch my video afterwards as well. So you can see the title, and definitely if you have any more questions, email me or send me a DM message. Definitely will respond. Thanks for everyone for contacting me. It's been really helpful. I love talking and giving advice. So seeing all your messages really makes me happy. So today's topic is on how to empower our children. I think we've been blessed with having our children for a long time because of the lockdown. We've kind of babied them at home, done things for them at home. But I think it's now time. The title is available. Yeah, perfect. Thank you. Yes, that's cool. So we've had our children for a couple of weeks now, and very soon, once we've done the summer holiday, boom, they're back into school, Oh, the title isn't up. Okay, I think we might have to leave that. Okay, the title. Okay, if the title is not up, then maybe I'll do that. Maybe I have to work on that. It's supposed to be up there somewhere. Oh. Okay, but the title is today I'm going to be talking about tips on how to empower children. I've just been saying, the fact that we've been on lockdown, we've had our children at home. I know we would support them with so many things, help them do things, help them, they've been lazing around at home. But very soon, like I said, summer holiday is going to be over. We have to go back to school in September. It's not compulsory now, but September we have to send the children to school, and you might even get a fine if you don't have a valid reason to send the children to school. So we need to start, as much as we're babying them at home, we need to start putting things in place as well to empower them. So when they go back to school, it's not like they're very, they know themselves, they know they are, they're encouraged, they feel empowered, they know, So I just want to talk about a few tips that we can use on a regular basis just to empower our children, so we can send them out there. So the first one is allow our children to take risks. If you do go out to play, for example, in the park, if they want to climb a tree, if they fall off their bike or off their scooter, that's fine. Let them do those, free play, that what they want to try. There's nothing like trying by error. I know when we're growing up, there used to be, if there was a candle and a child wanted to touch the candle, most adults would say, let the child touch the candle. When they get burnt, they know next time not to try that again. So for example, if we're doing things with the children, we need to encourage them to take risks. If they want to, I think challenging them is very good, because then you build their capacity to see what they can do. Growing up, we used to climb trees a lot when we're growing up younger. I know in London you don't get to do that with lots of trees, but if you do go to the park and they want to climb on the swing, on the slide, even if the 1-year-old, 2-year-old, let them do that. Let them have fun. Let them take risks. That will help them, empower them, and build them up as well. Build their resilience. The other day I was at the park. I was running at the park, and there was a little boy and his friends. They were cycling. I think this boy would have been like a 3 or a 4-year-old. He fell over from his bike. When he fell over, he was on the floor and he was crying. But his parents, I couldn't find his parents. I was like, oh. So I walked up to him, and then I helped him stand up and helped him hold his bike. And I was thinking, where are his parents? The boy's crying. But I knew he wasn't hurt. He was fine. But he was just there. I was like, are you okay? And he said, fine. And then I saw 2 parents walking down, but they were strolling down like the child was on the floor. They weren't bothered. Next thing, the dad came up. I was like, are you okay? And then I was like, oh, he fell off his bike, but I think he's fine. And dad was like, okay, that's fine. Stand up. You know, he just said to the little boy, come on, stand up, come on, carry on, clean yourself. And I think for me, that's a very, very, very good thing to do to children, because that boy, there was nothing wrong. He fell over, yes, but he didn't hurt himself. So there's nothing wrong with, come on, stand up, let's carry on, you know. And that's what the dad did. And I smiled and I walked away and I felt, oh yeah, that's really good. The bystander, I saw a child on the floor, the child's on the floor, and I tried to help him up. But sometimes we need to encourage the children to, it's okay, you didn't hurt yourself, so come and stand up, get your bike and carry on riding. That's how we encourage them to know that, if you fall down, you don't have to stay down. You need to get up as well. So that was a very good example. Hello, thanks for joining me, guys. I tried to put a topic on today. What I'm talking about, I hope you can see it, is tips on how to empower children. And I just talked about the first number one, which is allowing our children to take risks. Let them fall over at the park, let them climb a tree. That would definitely build their resilience. My number two tip will be, are we encouraging our children, and it leads on to the first one about resilience, trying to get them the I can do attitude. If I don't get it the first time, I'll try again. And for them to be able to do that, we as parents, we need to kind of encourage them to do that. So say they're doing a drawing or painting. It's not very nice, it's not brilliant, but we can encourage them to say, wow, that's lovely, yeah, it looks like a head, but maybe next time you can put it that way or do it that way. But definitely encourage them to have that I can do attitude. I'm going to do this again, and I'm going to try again, is the best way to empower them. And imagine, we as their parents, they're the ones that they look up to us really well. So if we're speaking to them with positive things and encouraging them in a way that will make them feel, oh yes, I've done something right, that will really, really empower them as well. So definitely, my number two is, trying to build resilience in the children and trying to, speak a lot of positive things to them. Another way is also giving our children choices, giving them the ability to, or do the encourage, encourage, that's right. Yeah, encourage that kind of do attitude. Yeah, but giving our children they maybe making an environment where they can have choices. If it's breakfast, you can have two choices. Are you going to have cereal or are you going to have toast? Let them think so that they can have the mind of their own as well. Being able to speak up, oh, you know what, mommy, I don't feel like this today. I want to have this today. But we have to kind of make that atmosphere and the environment conducive for that, to be able to encourage them to be able to have a choice. You have a choice, so, and that's going to work out, because from an early age, if they can start to make their choices and you're teaching them right choices at home, when they go out and they see other children doing stuff, they'll be, no, I'm not going to do that because I know it's not right. So I know, as much as we want to do things for our children, we want to help them put their shoes on, we want to help them pick the colors of their clothes, we need to sometimes step back and get them to be able to say, oh, do you want to wear red or pink today? Or do you want to wear trousers, dress today? Do you want to eat rice or do you want to eat pasta? Getting them to have that mindset of, you have a choice, and these are the right things to do, and then you have a choice to follow the right thing. So they're not going to be easily, moved when they go outside, and then friends are doing one thing and they want to do. They already have that mindset of, I can make my own decision, I can make choices, and I know my mom taught me this way, my dad said this to me. So those kind of things, encouraging words, really, really help our children. This will lead me on to my number 4 tip, which is listen to our children. We need to listen to them as much as we're communicating to them. We need to not just listen to what they're saying, but we need to listen to their feelings as well. So, if they're sad, some children, when they're upset, they don't talk, they just keep quiet, and they just probably have this kind of face and expect you to read what their mind, why they're upset. But we should be able to key into those times as well, to be able to say, oh, what's wrong with you? There's a lot of things going on social media right now. What if you give your child a choice, they want to wear the same thing every day? That's fine. And that's a good example. Okay, I've got a question. I'm just going to answer that. But that's a good example, because then you need to now encourage them to have a broader mind, think more, and okay, I know you like this one, but this is this other one. So give them that as in empower them to be able to have more choices, because of course sometimes you want to do the same thing again and again and again, but then it gets boring. Some kids are like that. They want to, but that's when, as a parent, you now kind of have to make it very interesting and very fun. So you need to think, oh, I know you like this one, but why don't we have that one in another color, or have 2 options of another color as well? So because as parents, we need to just have that atmosphere ready for them to be able to explore more, So that's a good one, to be able to explore more, to be able to want to change, want to challenge. But if they're only stuck with a few amount of things, so let's say I give an example of breakfast. Thanks for joining. If it's only bread and toast every day, then they're just going to be like, oh, toast every day. But if you're giving them bread and toast today, tomorrow is toast and something else. So even though you're giving them the choices to make, you're setting the scene to make those choices. And you're changing it. You're making it different every day. And that's making it interesting, because you're not seeing the same thing again and again. And they're able to now kind of find what their favorites are. So if we're going to shopping, we're not getting lots of sweets, we're getting lots of variety of other things, so the children can know. Because as an adult, we are the ones that have to provide. And because they're children, just take it that children are empty space. They're blank. It's like a blank canvas, and we need to build things into their understanding, their knowledge, and what they're learning. So the more we provide those things and the environment for them, the better for them. So I was talking on listening to our children. Yes, I was talking about listening to our children. So for example, if a child is saying, oh, there's a particular, I was just saying that there are a lot of things going on the media right now. Due to poor connection. Okay, I think I'm back on Facebook. So something went wrong, but I think I'm back. I hope Facebook is still on. Okay, there's a lot of things going on in the media right now, about child abuse, and a lot of things going on. And you read you read some stories, and you watch, and you're like, oh, what was the parent doing? Why did she leave the child for that person? And they say Rome wasn't built in a day. A lot of these things, they don't start in one day. Thank you. Oh, good. I was just talking about a lot of things that's going on social media right now about child abuse and a lot of things happening. And I'm just saying, most of the things don't start in one day. There's a pattern. These people, they have repeated patterns, the way they do it. And sometimes if we listen to our children, there's a particular uncle, or there's a particular place they don't want to go. Like, maybe they go there and you drop them off and you leave them there, or you say this person can look after you. And there's times that they don't want to go there, and you're thinking, why? What's wrong? You have to go there because, but that's when we have to listen. We have to say, okay, what is happening? You understand? What is happening? Why don't you want to go there? Is there something wrong? You have to kind of be their friend to be able to explain. So that's what I'm saying. When you listen to them, you listen to what they're saying, you listen to their emotions, their expressions, what they're trying to do. If they love going somewhere one day, all of a sudden, I don't want to do this anymore. What's the reason behind it? So you can explain to them and get them to know. And then if there's anything wrong going on, you can quickly pick it up before it gets too late. Another thing again is teaching our children about body safety. From an early age, we need to teach them about our body. This is my body. No one's allowed to touch my body. Because when they go out there, a lot of things are happening as well. So if they say charity begins at home. So if at home we are training them and no one's allowed to touch you on this area, mom is allowed to change, nappies, no one else, if you're putting that in their mindset, then they'll be very more confident. They know when someone touches them there, that's not a secret, that's mommy said that's not right. So I'm not, no. So, but if you don't empower them and you don't teach them these things, then they won't know, because it's an adult telling them that it's okay for me to do this to you. It's our secret. I'm going to give you presents. But from an early age, you need to kind of start saying them, no. There's no secrets you can keep from mommy or daddy. You understand? Nobody can give you treats, but we need to definitely speak these things in our children. And it's funny, when we start with our children, they're going to speak it to their children and their children and their children. Then we can start stopping this cycle of a lot of abuse going on right now. I feel so sad when I read about it, but it's happening. So we as parents, you should do a session on how we have body safety talk. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna do that. I've got a topic for next week, but if I don't do that, okay, that's really good. I might talk about body safety talk next week. It'll be interesting. And this is body safety talk for children under 5, under 2, so that we as parents, we can start from when they're 1. Once they start talking, we're teaching them and empowering them on how to look after their body, and that's their body. No one's allowed to come and violate it, and once they have that from early age, that will really help them go a long way. Another tip again would be using nice words when we talk to our children, encouraging words. When we are talking to them, even if they've done something wrong, or you've done something wrong, but you can tell them off there, but quickly change it, turn it around. You're smart, you're clever, wow, you are good. It could be a 1-year-old lifting putting spoon in his mouth, but you just, those encouraging words really go a long way. Research, another good time using encouraging words is when children are going to sleep. If you do bedtime stories, if you're putting your children to sleep, and before they go to sleep, you talk about your day. How was your day? What did you do well? And if they've done something really well, if you just, maybe they close the door when they don't normally close the door. If it's a boy, maybe he put the toilet seat down or something, something. And then you can just kind of whisper encouraging words to them just before they sleep. Going to bed thinking that, I'm good, I'm this good, my mom's proud of me, my dad's proud of me, makes them wake up even more empowered. So imagine you're talking to them regularly, you're speaking positive things. I know kids can be, they can do some things sometimes. I've got 2 kids myself, so I know. And then you want to say some kind of words, but we need to try and hold ourselves and just speak positivity into our children. And then making sure that we're talking about their creative sides as well. So what they can do. Oh, you're so creative. Oh my goodness, you're so good. You're so smart. All those words go a long way, and they will remember. You understand? Because if I know, I've met a few adults where their parents have been really abusive and said nasty words to them, and even as adults, they can still remember. They can still remember the words. I know someone that his mom used to kind of say bad words to him in his home language, which was in English, and it was only negative words. And so the only language he knew from his home language was bad words, because that's the only thing his mother used to say to him. So we need to be careful. We need to speak more positive things to our children, encourage them, empower them, and and when they go out there, even if life doesn't go the way they want, they know that there's a parent out there that's got their back and that's happy for them as well. I'm one to push my kids. My kids know. I push my kids because I know, I say to them, the sky is not the limit, you can go further. But at the same time, I praise as well, and I reward as well. So lots of rewards makes them, when they go out there, most times I'm not with my kids, and I get a lot of positive feedback from what they've done. Oh, your son was so well behaved. Oh, your daughter was so well behaved. I'm like, oh, were they? I'm happy, but I know it's the kind of things we've done at home that's making them behave that way outside. So like I said, this season when we are home with our children, is locked down, as much as we want to baby them and do stuff for them, we need to empower them as well. Empower them from when they go back to school in September. Empower them for life when they become adults themselves, when they have their own children, because whatever we're building in them, is definitely going to go a long way. Another one last tip I would just kind of end on with is making sure that we allow our children to follow their interests as well. So in terms of when we listen to them, when we make them have choices, we need to kind of know what their interests are, and then we need to tailor them in that way in terms of what their interests are as well. There's no child that won't have an interest. It cannot only be tablet and computer games. You understand? There must be some creativity inside them as well. But that has to be explored, and it has to be explored by us, the parents. And for us to be able to explore that as a parent, we need to put things in the environment to be able to make sure they can try different things. I can do this. I want to try that. Let me try this today. I want to try this today. And sometimes you might even join them. Join them in trying new things, and that will even encourage them better, because I'm not a football person. I've not really played football in my life. I was a really proper girly girl when I was growing up, but my son, just to kind of get things going, I started playing football with him, and it just kind of is like a mom and son time, but I do that just to kind of make him feel, he's not playing football by himself, and I'm encouraging him as well. So I'm trying to say, I can do this, you do this better. So the more we encourage the children, the better we build their resilience as well. And the more we give them choices, so that their creative side comes out there, it's even better for them as well. So thanks everyone for joining. I've just been talking about how we can empower children, and I've given about 6 different tips. I'm just going to go through them again. Allowing our children to take risks. I said allowing our children to be resilient and having the I can do attitude. Always give them the opportunity to make their choices, to have choices. I said listen to your children. Okay. It has ended. Okay. So I'm so sorry. I don't know what happened to my Instagram. I'm going to save you. My Instagram, my Facebook. Sorry, guys. Instagram is okay, but my Facebook has gone off. But we will hopefully my Facebook friends can join us on Instagram. But we're just only just giving just talking about the highlights of everything I've said. So I just talked about how we let our children take risks, encourage them to be resilient, and also allow them to have choices, listen to them, to their voices. Thanks for joining. And also listen to their emotions as well, their behavior. If there's a behavior change, listen. Teach them about body safety. We talked about that. Teach them about body safety, about their bodies, their body. No one can touch it at a very early age as well. So someone has asked if I can do a session on that, and I'm going to do a session about how we can talk about body safety to our children and our young children. And I'm not saying that the 10-year-olds and 11-year-olds, because by then they should know better. We're talking about our 1-year-olds, our 2-year-olds, how to do that. And also, I talked about using the right words for our children, being really positive, praising good behavior, getting those creativity things out for our children. So not just, leaving them with a tablet, but giving them materials that can bring that creative side out for them. There are a lot of schools, there's drama, there's singing, there's dancing, there's so many things, there's art, there's gardening, there's so many things that we can empower children with, but we need to kind of have those things available to them. So when we do that for our children, when it's time for them to go back to school, they are empowered. It's a new environment, new people, but they themselves, they're confident. They're confident children, and that's what we want to raise in this season. I think we need to raise really confident young adults, so that when they go out there, whatever life throws at them, they're ready to accept it. Thank you so much for joining me today. I've enjoyed the session. I hope you have as well. Children is talking about childcare, and children is my passion. And that's why I'm doing this, and I'm going to keep doing this for the next couple of weeks. Then I'll probably reduce it to once a month during the summer holiday. But keep sending in your questions. I really appreciate it as well. So I look forward to seeing you next week. Thank you so much.